What is up, everybody? This is Rebecca, and today we are going to go over the case of the Idaho 4. Bryan Kohberger was recently in court, and the judge pretty much said that they're going to have to wait to figure out when the court date is. Both of the sets of lawyers asked that it would be moved to at least 2025. So the reason that both lawyers are asking for the case to be moved to approximately 2025 is because they're saying it's all in the media. It's just a really big deal and a big case. So they're running into issues when they try to find somebody to talk to about the case. Either A, they've already went to the media, or B, they don't want to be in the media, so they don't want to talk to them. So another thing was like the FBI and stuff like that takes some time to get the stuff from them. They have to pretty much most of the time fight them to even get the stuff, and then they kind of prolong it as long as possible. And it's just taken a really long time. So both lawyers agreed that, yeah, that's more or less going to be the best time for it, because that will give them time to prepare, time to put up with all that. And the judge was really, you could tell he was very reluctant. Like, he wanted this sooner than later. But at the same time, he didn't want to have to retry this case. He wanted one slam bam, thank you, ma'am, and then it was done. He didn't want several appeals. You could tell he wants it sooner, but then you can also see on the other side, he doesn't want to have to redo all this. He doesn't want it to all be in vain. So he pretty much said that he's going to not make a ruling right now. He's going to wait. He's going to think on it. And then hopefully sometime in the future, whenever they have more court cases, then he would kind of figure out, okay, when can we set this? So if you don't know anything about the Idaho 4 case, we're going to go over that. I'm going to give you all the information on the basic details that you need to know about the case in case you've never heard of it. And then I found some very, very interesting videos and stuff like that I have come across while researching this case, and I figured I'd share them here. Do want to go ahead and throw out a very, very clear warning that, number one, the stuff in this video is very graphic, disturbing details. Also, I am not a lawyer. I am not a doctor. I am just a simple, plain Jane girl, and I enjoy making videos on the side. So anything that you see here is my personal thoughts, my personal views, stuff like that. So feel free to do your own research and gather your own information. I'm just providing to you things that I have come across while doing my research. Without further ado, let's get started. Hope you guys enjoy this video.
As you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
6 students attended the University of Ohio. 5 of them students were girls, and they all resided in a house that was very close to the college. However, one was a boyfriend, which stayed over quite often. Ethan Chafin did not live in the home. However, his girlfriend, Xana Kernagel, did. He was staying the night with them on that night. Ethan Chafin, Xana Kernagel, Madison Mogan, Kaylee Galvanez, Dylan Mortison, and Bethany Funk. I would like to go ahead and acknowledge the victims' family members, saying that these timelines are not very accurate. They give you a description and a time frame of a very similar time, but it's not very precise. So please keep that in the back of your head while you're listening. November the 13th at 1 a.m., Bethany and Dylan returned home. At 1:41, Madison and Kaylee were seen on Twitch footage buying food from a food truck. At 1:45, a private driver dropped them off at home. Also at 1:45, Ethan and Xana arrived home from a Sigma Chi fraternity house. 2:26 to 2:52, 10 calls were made to Kaylee's ex from Kaylee and Madison's phone. In the early mornings between 3 and 4 a.m., someone entered through the back glass sliding door and brutally unalived Ethan Chapin, Haley Galvez, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogan with a knife, sparing the lives of Dylan Mortison and Bethany Funk. What is up, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the channel. If you do, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us grow the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. Love you. Y'all are the best. Bye. All right, so I want to make this next part extremely clear. The unalivings happened between 3 and 4 a.m. approximately. 911 was not called until 11:58 that afternoon. Dylan Morrison and Bethany Funk were left alive and untouched. One of their friends came to the home. Whenever the friend came to the home, one of the two girls asked that person to use their phone and call 911. Bryan Kohberger has been the main suspect, and a lot of people believe that he is guilty. Here is some of the footage of Bryan Kohberger on the night of the Idaho 4 unalivings. At 2:48, Bryan Kohberger's car was seen pulling into a parking spot, then shutting off its lights. At 3:45, Bryan Kohberger's car was seen on a gas station security camera going towards the direction of the victim's home.
2011 to 2013 white Hyundai Elantra, like this. The car, resembling this grainy image they're now investigating, captured on a gas station security cam, taken around 3:45 the morning of the murders.
Bryan Kohberger was stopped 2 times in Indiana on December the 15th, driving from Washington to Pennsylvania on a pre-planned trip. He was given a verbal warning for following too closely. December 30th, 2022, in Pennsylvania, he was arrested for the crimes. The police said that they were able to forensically analyze and connect him to the crime of a knife sheath, which, for those of you that don't know, is the part that holds your knife. So that is pretty much the basics of what happened for the Idaho 4 and the Bryan Kohberger case. So I live in a very small town, which means we're very sheltered from a lot of things. It's not in a big city. It's just out in the middle of nowhere. So pretty much all I got is the TV and Walmart if I'm lucky. I can go a few towns over and see a few more people. But I just assumed that the majority of people felt that he was guilty and he deserved his day in court and he was going to pay for what he did. Let me start out by saying that if I was a juror, it would be very hard to convince me that someone was guilty. Now, my reasons for this is that's a life. That could be a mother, a father, a child, a brother. Like, wouldn't you feel so horrible if you were to put the wrong person behind bars? I know that I would, and simply because of that, if I was ever a juror, you'd really have to convince me. Like, you'd have to show me some evidence. So, I start looking into the Bryan Kohberger case, and I go down a rabbit hole. YouTube must think I'm a little bit psycho at the moment because that's all I keep watching is Bryan Kohberger, Idaho 4, Idaho 4. It's nonstop, all day, all night. I'm waking up, putting it on a new one, going back to sleep. That's all I'm watching. So here are a few of the videos that I thought that were pretty interesting.
Hey guys, Moscow PD. Come over here, talk to me. Moscow PD. Hey, is that beer?
What's up?
Is that beer in your hand?
Yeah, I'm 21.
You got your ID on you?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll take it back to my apartment if you need.
Okay.
Sorry.
Huh? No, they just took off. I told them to stop, but I'm not going to push it.
Hey, Moscow,
Yeah, you got your ID on you?
I don't.
Okay. I'm going to grab your info just because you got beer and you're walking around with it.
No, it's closed. But
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're good.
I live like right there. I'll take it back if you need.
No, we're just doing alcohol enforcement and running around with beer across the street.
No worries. Sorry about that.
You're good. What's your last? Yeah, let's wait till dispatch comes back and says you're good.
No worries.
You guys taking off on me?
I didn't hear you. Yeah, we thought you were talking.
You all three turned around and I pointed my flashlight. You said, hey, come here. You guys all turned around and walked away.
I thought it was just like a fake person. Yeah, like
How many fake people are out here that you've experienced?
Someone trying to fuck us.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, got it.
How's your night going?
Oh, pretty good.
That's good.
Just trying to stay warm.
Is that y'all's car right there?
Yeah.
Undercover.
Well, just trying to save gas. They downgraded us from patrol cars.
Gotcha.
They gave us hybrids to save on fuel.
There you go.
Smart move.
You guys over at which department did y'all come from?
I don't know. I was at a friend's house.
I couldn't tell you the numbers. Yeah.
Okay. Did you know the person hosting the party?
Some guy named Matt, I think.
Okay. $59.77. Are you gonna be issuing? Copy. I'll bring him over and write out one myself. All right, guys, come on over here. All right, if you guys all want to stand somewhere in this area, don't run off on me. None of you guys are 21. It's one thing to drink in an apartment where no one can see you. It's another thing for us to drive by and see you guys absolutely stumbling down the roadway. Okay? So likely what's going to happen, because you're all underage, what grade are you guys in? What year are you?
Freshman.
You guys are all freshmen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Police blotters and call logs are public record. Anybody can see them, and rightly so, because taxpayers pay for that work product. And now some eagle-eyed followers of the Idaho quadruple murder case have picked up on one particular item from the police on the night that the 4 college kids were murdered. In fact, the incident in question happened at almost exactly the same time as the killings. I'm going to read to you what the police blotter actually says. Quote, there was an alcohol offense reported at 3:01 a.m. on November 13th, and that's the last night the kids were alive. The location, a field on Taylor Avenue. You can see it there.
Sorry, guys. I know it's cold. Like I said, it's one thing to drink inside, I'm sure. I mean, we've all been to college. We've all been there. But it's another thing to be very publicly intoxicated and kind of bring this conversation on you. So, that being said, not the end of the world. So, just an infraction, not a criminal charge, nothing like that. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Just wait till you're 21, or be smart about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I didn't drink in college, I did, but I can go staggering around the middle of the roadway, afterwards. Not saying you're a bad person or anything, but there's a way to do it, obviously, and there's a way to do it not, obviously.
At 3:12 a.m., body camera video picks up what appears to be 4 people running under a street lamp in the background.
Have a safe rest of your night, man. Moscow 77.
Very confusing when you're looking at the body camera video, so hopefully we can give you some perspective. This is Band Field. This is where the alcohol call came in. The young men were here in the field when the police first showed up. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity house right there. So the police walked those young men across the street. This is Taylor Avenue, right to this spot right here. I was able to identify it because of the fire extinguisher. And they were standing in this spot. The young men, and the body camera video was pointed this way. And it is over my shoulder where you could see very faintly what looked like several people walking fast or almost running by in the background. And I want to walk you over, Ashley, and give you a little more perspective. It was somewhere in this area right here. And we can tell because we analyzed these lights of this little apartment building. It was somewhere right in this area. There's another big apartment building here. The question you might be having is, how close is this to the house where the murders happened? Mo is gonna point in that direction. Our producer is up there. She's gonna flash a flashlight, Ashley. You see that flashlight flashing right there? That is right in front of the house where the murders happened. It's that close, and it appears, again, it's so hard to see it in that body camera video, but when we zoom in, it does appear that the figures are walking/running from the direction of where the house is where the murders happened. At first, I thought they were just walking down Taylor Avenue, but when I got out here and really looked at everything, it appears they might actually be coming somewhat from the direction of the house.
And then just point to what direction they're headed. From what I'm looking at you straight on, just point the direction they were headed.
Okay, let me show you again. So up there on the hill, that's where the flashlight is flashing. That is where the house is where the murders happened. It appears they were coming from that direction and that they were going this way, back towards Band Field, back towards the Sigma Chi house where the police were. Walk you back, Ashley, and I've been telling you the last couple of days, there's it's a dense area. You know, when you just look at the shot of the house, you don't realize that all of these houses and apartment buildings are around. This is like a little walkway that the students use to get down to the frat houses. And then this is a little road right here, Ashley, and you see here is the house. This is the house where the murders happened.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I got there before 10 o'clock, and I hung out there. We were playing beer pong. We were playing games. We left at like a little after 1:30 to go get more alcohol. And then we came back, and then I was there. I fell asleep maybe around 3:30. I woke up in the morning. I woke up around maybe about 8:15, the latest maybe 8:30, and I smoke cigarettes, so I went outside to the balcony to smoke a cigarette because we don't smoke in the apartment, and I seen 5 people outside in the backyard area of the house. There was 3 males and 2 females. One of the males was like very pale and had light colored hair. There was a black male. There was another guy that I had never really even seen before that was kind of just like had his hoodie up. I believe I seen Dylan out
What
there.
color was
The apartments that I was at, there was a balcony, and if you go to the right of the balcony, the house is literally like next to my shoulder on the right hand side. So it's like
Oh, they're the apartments.
Oh, that house.
it's
Straight back.
literally there, and we had a lot of people
Oh, I got
there.
you. Okay.
Yeah, we were partying just like an average night. We had a lot of people in the apartment. We partied all the time. There was always ruckus that was going on through the neighborhood. You know, for the most part, I never really seen or heard anything that was really strange up until like about 3 a.m. But in the morning, I remember seeing Dylan because I know Dylan. She's taller, so I can kind of pick her out. And I know Emma was there, and Emma's friend. And there was a guy that was also like I said, really pale. I wasn't sure who he was with light colored hair. And there was another guy that had a hoodie on that I couldn't identify. But they were all just literally passing a joint around because they would wake up and smoke, and they were just all smoking. Like, I would have never guessed anything happened at that house. Around a little bit after 3, there were a couple of things that I heard that were really disturbing, but I was drunk, and I just said, like, in my head I was like, you know what, it's probably something really stupid, and I'm just overanalyzing it, you know. Like, in my head I didn't think like, oh, there is something of emergency. When I look back at it now, like, it literally tears me up inside, because I'm like, could I have done more? Could I have, like, did I just bypass something, you know? But it was like it was a scream. There was one scream. It was it literally like it sounded like somebody was being mauled by a bear. Like, it was like,
When you heard
When
that?
did you hear that? When did you hear that?
this was a little bit after 3 a.m. But you know, there's a lot of times that screams go on at parties, like really for weird reasons, you know. And so in my head, I wanted to just tell myself, okay, well, this is a little weird, but even if I thought it was, you know, something maybe to think about, I'm at a party with a bunch of people, and we were smoking weed and we were drinking, and there were people that were doing illegal drugs, and you know what I mean? Like, if I would have called the police, I would have gotten everybody at the party in trouble too.
Shocking twist to the brutal murders of 4 college students in Idaho. The Pennsylvania man accused of the killings now says a survivor can help clear his name. Jenny, what's going on here?
Yeah, good evening, Jason. So apparently Kohberger's attorney says that one of the surviving roommates allegedly heard or saw things that could clear the suspect's name, according to a court filing. In the documents obtained by Fox News, the subpoena demands one of the surviving roommates, Bethany Funk, appear in court in June to testify at Bryan Kohberger's preliminary hearing. This is not the roommate who witnessed a masked man in their home the morning 4 of her friends were murdered, but a second roommate who told police she was in the basement at the time and never went upstairs. According to the court documents, Kohberger's defense team says she has, quote, information unique to her experiences and cannot be provided by another witness.
So it's pretty much common knowledge at this point in the case that Xana's mother, Kara Northington, also known as Kara Kernodle, has an extensive criminal record, including quite a few drug charges, most of which are in Kootenai County. And if you've been following really closely, you may have seen reports Maddie's stepmother, Corey Hatrock, who also has drug charges in Kootenai County, and notably, she was also represented by Ann Taylor, who was Kara Kernodle's defense attorney, of course, until she became Kohberger's defense attorney. So both of these women with direct connections to our victims, Xana and Maddie, were facing serious, and I mean serious, drug charges at the time of the murders in Kootenai County, both being represented by the same public defender who now defends Bryan Kohberger. Defense, we know there is a possibility of an informant in this case. Kara told Ashley Banfield at News Nation that she believed that Xana's dad, Jeff Kernodle, changed the locks on Xana's bedroom just 1 week before the homicides. Are these all coincidences? Is it possible that during these plea bargaining negotiations, information was disclosed that made the wrong person or people angry?
As a final reminder, I just wanted to remind everybody that I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent. That is not what this video is about. I want to know everything that I can about this case before I pass judgment. So I was sharing some of the things that I thought was pretty interesting. I personally am going to wait until after the trial. I would really like to see more of what the defense has or what the state has. And then after I hear everything and see all of the evidence, then I'll make my choice. So I just don't want everybody to think, oh, she thinks he's guilty or innocent. That's not it. 'Cause I'm laying out the things that I thought was very interesting. I thought some of this was pretty cool and pretty interesting. So I wanted to share it with you because I thought maybe you would feel the same way. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. It really helps us grow the channel and we greatly appreciate it. Y'all are the best. Love you. Bye.